You understand that your fleet will be destroyed? Probably. But theirs won't be intact either.
The Galactic Council laughed when Earth arrived. Not a nervous laugh, not a polite laugh, a genuine laugh. The kind that fills an entire chamber when someone has just said something ridiculous. And the reason was displayed on the enormous tactical screen above them. Earth's contribution: 17 warships. 17. The Galactic Defense Council had expected thousands. Instead, humanity had sent 17 ships to defend the planet of Aurelia, a neutral world sitting directly between two major powers. Counselor Vake, a six-eyed alien from the Tarsian Union, leaned back in his chair. 17? A few representatives laughed again. The human ambassador remained silent. Vake pointed toward the screen. Earth was asked to contribute a fleet. The ambassador nodded. We did. This isn't a fleet. It is, by our standards. Another wave of laughter spread through the chamber. Vake shook his head. Humanity has been spacefaring for less than a century. Yes, you possess primitive FTL technology. Correct. You have almost no experience in interstellar warfare. The ambassador smiled. We're learning. Vake stared at him. Then the council chamber doors opened. A human officer entered. He wore a dark military uniform. No medals, no ceremonial armor, no visible weapons. He walked directly to the center of the chamber. The ambassador introduced him. Admiral Marcus Vale. The alien representatives looked him over. Vake laughed. This is your fleet commander. Marcus stomped. Yes. Vake gestured toward the tactical display. Admiral, your 17 ships are facing an enemy force of approximately 12,000. Marcus glanced at the screen. I know. And you're not withdrawing. No. The chamber became quiet. Vake leaned forward. You understand that your fleet will be destroyed. Marcus looked at him. Probably. The aliens laughed again. Marcus waited, then added, but theirs won't be intact either. The laughter stopped. 3 hours later, the council received confirmation. The Kharon Dominion had entered the Aurelia system. 12,000 warships, their formations stretched across millions of kilometers. Aurelia's defensive fleet consisted of 430 ships. The Council had sent another 600. Together, they had almost 1,000. The humans had 17. The combined Allied fleet commander immediately issued an order. All forces withdraw to defensive orbit. Marcus Vale's 17 ships did not move. The Allied commander contacted him. Admiral Vale, did you receive the order? Yes. Then withdraw. No. The commander stared at his screen. Excuse me? Marcus looked at the tactical display. We're staying here. You're going to get your people killed. Marcus nodded. Possibly. Then why are you refusing? Marcus pointed at the enemy fleet. Because they're expecting us to retreat. The Allied commander frowned. What difference does that make? Marcus smiled. Everything. The human fleet looked pathetic. The flagship was called the HSS Resolute. It was older than most of the alien ships in the system. Its armor was inferior. Its weapons were inferior. Its shields were inferior. Even its FTL drive was considered outdated. Behind it were 16 smaller human warships, no massive battleships, no planet-killing weapons, no carrier fleet, just 17 ships. The Kharon commander opened a communication channel. His enormous face appeared above Marcus's bridge. You are Admiral Vale? Captain, actually. The alien laughed. You brought 17 ships? Yes. You fleet contains 12,000. I counted. You understand that you cannot win. Marcus looked at him. That's not why we're here. The alien's smile disappeared. Then why? Marcus didn't answer. The transmission ended. On the bridge, his executive officer approached. "Captain." Marcus looked at him. "Yes?" "The enemy fleet is moving." "How long?" 8 minutes until they enter weapons range." Marcus nodded. "Good." The officer looked confused. "Good?" Marcus turned toward the tactical display. "Exactly where we want them." The human fleet began moving, but instead of forming a conventional defensive line, the 17 ships scattered. The alien fleet watched. Their formations broke apart. Some ships moved left, others right. Several moved directly toward the enemy. The Kharon commander laughed. "They're panicking." His officers agreed. "Human fleet formations are collapsing. Begin pursuit. Do not allow them to escape." Thousands of Kharon ships accelerated. The 17 human ships continued retreating. But there was something strange about their movements. They weren't running randomly. Every ship was moving toward a specific location. Marcus watched the tactical display. "Ship 7? A voice answered. "On position." "Ship 12? On position." "Ship 4? On position." Marcus nodded. "Excellent." His executive officer looked at the display. "Captain." "What? Are we really doing this?" Marcus smiled. "We've been doing it for 6 months." 6 months earlier, Earth had received the first intelligence report about the Kharon Dominion. Humanity knew it couldn't defeat them in a conventional war, so humanity didn't try. Instead, human intelligence officers spent months studying the Dominion. They discovered something. Kharon fleets always traveled through the same FTL corridors, not because they had to, because their military doctrine demanded it. The corridors were faster, safer, predictable. And the most important one passed directly through the Aurelia system. Earth had quietly studied that corridor. Then they discovered something even more important. The corridor wasn't empty. It passed through a region of space filled with unstable gravitational anomalies. Normally, nothing happened, but if enough mass entered the region at the same time, the gravitational field would become unstable. And there was only one problem. The Kharon fleet was enormous, 12,000 ships, millions of tons of mass. Perfect. Marcus had spent 6 months preparing 17 ships to guide them exactly where he wanted. The humans weren't trying to destroy 12,000 ships. They were trying to make 12,000 ships destroy themselves. Back in the present, the Kharon fleet continued advancing. The Allied fleet had already retreated towards Aurelia. The Galactic Council watched from orbit. Counselor Vale smiled. "Look at them." Another representative nodded. "The humans are fleeing." The human ambassador said nothing. Vale turned toward him. "Ambassador?" The human remained silent. "Your fleet is running." The ambassador looked at the tactical display. "No." Vale laughed. "Then what are they doing?" The ambassador smiled. "They're leading." The Kharon fleet crossed the first marker. Nothing happened. Then the second. Still nothing. Then the third. Marcus watched the numbers on his screen. Gravitational instability, 72%. His executive officer whispered, "Almost." Marcus nodded. The Kharon commander opened a channel. "You have nowhere left to run, human." Marcus looked at the enemy fleet. "That's correct. You are surrounded." Marcus smiled. "Yes." The alien laughed. "Then surrender." Marcus leaned toward the communication console. "I'd rather give you a warning." The alien stared. "A warning?" Marcus nodded. "Turn around." The Kharon commander laughed. "You are in no position to give orders." Marcus looked at the tactical display. The number changed. Gravitational instability, 98%. Marcus sat back. Fair enough. He looked at his crew, then gave the order. The one order Earth had been waiting 6 months to hear. Execute the old plan. Every human ship stopped. The Kharon fleet continued forward. Then the stars disappeared. not because of darkness, because space itself bent. A massive gravitational wave erupted across the system. Thousands of Kharon ships suddenly lost control. Their formations collapsed, ships slammed into one another, weapons systems malfunctioned, FTL drives shut down. The entire 12,000-ship fleet became trapped inside a gravitational storm. The Galactic Council watched in horror. Counselor Vake stood. What happened? Nobody answered. Another explosion appeared on the screen, then another, then hundreds. The human fleet remained perfectly still outside the affected region. Marcus looked at his crew. Phase 2. His executive officer stared at him. "Captain, they're trapped." Marcus nodded. "Exactly. Shouldn't we attack?" Marcus shook his head. "No." "Why?" Marcus looked towards the massive storm. "Because we don't need to." The tactical display showed thousands of enemy ships struggling to escape. Marcus gave a quiet order. "Open every communication channel." The system connected. His voice echoed across the entire Kharon fleet. "This is Admiral Marcus Vale of the United Human Fleet." The Kharon commander appeared. His face was furious. "What have you done?" Marcus answered. "Nothing you weren't warned about. You sabotaged the system." "No." Marcus looked towards the stars. "You brought 12,000 ships into it." The alien commander stared. Marcus continued. "You thought 17 ships were too few." The human fleet slowly turned towards the trapped armada. The 17 human ships activated their weapons. The Kharon commander finally understood. The humans had never needed to defeat 12,000 ships. They only needed to make sure 12,000 ships couldn't fight back. Marcus gave one final order. "Begin Phase 2." The 17 human ships opened fire, and for the first time, the Galactic Council stopped laughing.